Hi everybody. This is a mini session of what I normally call Tea Time with Two Feathers. So recently I was asked to do a speaking engagement in regards to developing self-love. And I had given some tips and I just wanted to make a short video to share that with all of you. Right? So when we talk about self-love, it's really important to our pathway into living in our authenticity, right? This is about removing resistance to any of the parts of ourselves that are possibly deemed less desirable, right? It's about developing compassion for the self. So I want us to remember that word compassion, because that's going to be at the root of a lot of the work that we do when we're developing self-love, right? Because many of us have sort of the subconscious belief that we're not enough, right? And a lot of times this is rooted in childhood. We hear a lot about this inner child work stuff online, on Instagram. It's pretty much a big conversation for the last little while, right? So I want us to remember that, right? So one of the things I brought up in that talk was identifying our philosophies, right? If you take some time, and you can use a notebook to do this and jot it down, identify your philosophies in life, right? And I want you to take it a step further and really think about whose voice are those philosophies in. Is it yours? Right? Many times the philosophies that we adopt in our lives actually aren't even our own. They come from our parents, our caregivers, people we spent a lot of time with, the things we experienced as a child. Let's say it's about how we take care of ourselves, or things surrounding money, right? When we can identify whose voice it's actually in, what that allows us to do, on top of also remembering the first time we felt this, right? So identifying whose voice it's in, and the first time we remember having that feeling surrounding that particular area of life, it allows us to put it in the proper timeline. And most often, this will be the past, right? So by allowing us to put these philosophies in the proper timeline, we then have an opportunity, right, to build new philosophies that are more reflective and more in alignment with the life that we want to live, right? So another tip I wanted to give you is identifying what emotional space we're predominantly living in. And I mean this on a week-by-week basis, day-by-day basis, right? Are we living in feelings that make us feel empowered or make us feel disempowered? And you can even list this out, right? And we then, by becoming aware of where we're actually living, whether it's anxiousness, fear, lack, right, love, passion, right, seeing what comes up for us the most as we're living day to day, we then, with that awareness, can choose and pay attention to what your body does when you're living in those states, right? When we feel sad or lack or insecure, right? Maybe our shoulders shrug a little bit more. Maybe we're not holding our head as high, things like that. So when you can notice what your body does when it's feeling empowered, you can then choose to embody that, right? Sit up a little bit straighter, lift your head, right? Because then the crown don't fall, right? We hear all these things, and you then begin to generate more of that energy in yourself so that you can feel it a hell of a lot more. So I just wanted to leave you with those 2 tips. I've got quite a few more coming. If you liked this, like, share this video, comment, and I'll be sharing some more tips for the journey through self-love.